So this is what everyone gets wrong about jujitsu. Jujitsu isn't a series of moves. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna like hit the omoplata. It's not like all this stuff. Jujitsu is merely an excuse for me to beat you up with physics. That's it. All I do is I create an environment where your understanding of moves and counters has no bearing, and I'm simply using the laws of physics and the limitations of your own cellular and mechanistic biology in order to cause you tremendous amounts of pain, inability to move, incapacitating you, snapping your limbs apart, depriving you of the oxygen necessary to engage in cellular processes. You see, like, it's really a very principle-based martial art. It's not a martial art where you go out and you say, I got all my moves. Screw your moves, man. The way I approach the martial art, I start with the fundamentals of physics. I start with the basics of position. I start with the basics of angle. I start with how tired your feet get when I make you move around and how hard it's going to be for you to sprawl or do anything about 60 seconds into that foot movement that you're not used to. I just study people like a predator. And I take all this, and I'm like, how do I put this into a system that when I'm implementing it against people, they feel like they're part of a nature documentary? Like, oh, the degrees that I go to. Like, for instance, did you know that if you are backing up while standing upright, it's impossible to sprawl? Physically. There's a million different reactions and centers of inertia in your body. And when they're doing certain things, it makes certain movements completely and utterly impossible. And you just wouldn't even be aware of that unless you only studied these things. So again, jiu-jitsu is merely an excuse for me to beat you up with physics.